All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the Detroit Lions. They have established their winning culture. They've established a culture over in Detroit. Coming off a season, a winning record, 9-8. They finished the season off in beautiful fashion. They've got their clear-cut guy in Jared Goff. They've got intriguing new weapons coming in offensively, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta. They've got great trenches on both sides of the ball. They've got the coaches, they've got the players, they've got the talent. Detroit Lions, it's going to be a special season, and we're going to break down why in today's video, but we're going to start it off with some Jared Goff propaganda. It's crazy, the Jared Goff narrative right now compared to what it was 1 year ago. 1 year ago, we were sitting here talking about, what's the future of quarterback with Detroit? When we take a look at Jared Goff, he's coming off a phenomenal season. In fact, especially in clutch time, fourth quarter comebacks, etc., he killed it. He's a winner. Coaches love him. Players love him. He's never hurt. He's as reliable as they come, and he can place a football anywhere he freaking wants. He had 100 passer rating in the fourth quarter last season. He has 31 games, over 300 passing yards. That's the fourth most ever in a quarterback's first 7 years. And guess freaking what? Ben Johnson is back. Jared Goff's a big reason for that. Even though Detroit was a top 5 offense, they're going to be better. The Detroit Lions offense is going to be better. They put up 27 freaking points last season. That's going to rise. All right. But before we get into today's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. We post daily NFL content over here. I'm a cheesehead, but I post a bunch of Lions content every single week. Lions fans, I love you guys so much. If we could try and get this video to 700 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So I want to take a look at the running back position real quick because I loved Jamal Williams, my cheesehead, right? I loved DeAndre Swift when he was healthy. He was a jack of all spades. He could do a little bit of everything. He was a playmaker. I loved it, right? But no more. They have a revamped running back room, and this is going to unlock Jared Goff even more, which is absolutely terrifying in the league because Jared Goff is as efficient, he's as talented as they come. Think about that Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff, Rams versus Chiefs games. He literally outdueled Patrick Mahomes. I would actually feel comfortable saying Jared Goff's one of, if not the most underrated players in the National Football League. But enter David Montgomery and enter Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs, what is a quarterback's best friend? It's the running back room. Now, Detroit last season, running the ball wise with Jamal Williams just putting up 17 freaking touchdowns. DeAndre Swift chips in with 5.5 yards per carry. They finished 11th in total rushing yards. They're going to be top 10 this upcoming season. David Montgomery is a reliable running back. He spent his first 4 years with the Chicago Bears. He comes on over as your first, second down back, gets you those tough to earn yards. David Montgomery is going to have between 800 and 1,000 yards. But Jahmyr Gibbs is the playmaker. He's the dynamic playmaker that you want because he's a freaking rookie and he's going to be more reliable as far as health goes than DeAndre Swift. But he's coming off a season where he had 1,400 total yards from scrimmage with Alabama, 926 rushing yards, 7 touchdowns. Here's the crazy stat. He averaged 6.1 yards per carry, 44 catches, 441 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs was drafted in the first round for a very specific reason. It might be a slow implementation because he's a young rookie running back. You have David Montgomery for a reason. But by the end of the season, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be lighting teams up. He can run. He can catch. He can do a little bit of everything. He's the perfect X factor at the running back position for this Detroit Lions offense. Now, obviously, they still have Amon-Ra St. Brown, and they'll be getting Jameson Williams back after, the first 6 weeks of the season. They still have Josh Reynolds. They still have Khalif Raymond. Welcome to the Detroit Lions, Antoine Green. We talked about Antoine Green when he was first drafted by Detroit in the 7th round out of North Carolina. This is a player that pretty much nobody knows about. This past season, he only played 9 games for North Carolina. He caught 43 balls for 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. That might not sound crazy. He averaged 19 yards per catch. 19 yards per catch. He is another playmaker coming on over to this Detroit Lions offense that's only going to help out Jared Goff. But keep in mind, we got double-digit wide receivers coming to the NFL every single season as a rookie, and they make an impact no matter if they were drafted in the first round, second round, undrafted, you name it. Antoine Green will have an impact on this Detroit Lions offense this upcoming season, but it doesn't end just there. We want to look at Sam Laporta because the Lions last season at the trade deadline, they got rid of TJ Hawkinson and they went with this kind of three-headed monster with Brock Wright, James Mitchell, et cetera, et cetera. So enter Sam Laporta. Now, Sam Laporta, all through training camp, all through preseason, all through mini camps, all through training camp, all through preseason, we have heard nonstop praise by Sam Laporta. He was working with the first string unit immediately, right from the gate. Sam Laporta, here's a fun fact. It's not that fun if you're an Iowa fan. If you know anything about Iowa football, they're not they're not a passing team. Their quarterback last season threw 5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns. He threw 5 touchdowns. Now, this isn't a knock at the Iowa offense, but Sam Laporta was their leading receiver, and he's a tight end. College, NFL, doesn't matter. That's a crazy, insane statistic. 58 catches, 657 yards, 11 yards per catch, only 1 touchdown. He's going to be a big-time red zone target for Jared Goff. Big time. This is a rookie tight end coming into the league. But we don't want to forget about Brock Wright. We don't want to forget about James Mitchell, especially Brock Wright had a big impact once they got rid of TJ Hawkinson. There's just smart football players on Detroit. They're building and adding on to their culture. Of course, we're not going to forget about new addition Marvin Jones Jr. I believe DJ Chark is already injured, so great move right there by the Detroit Lions. So let's talk about the defense real quick, all right? One thing I want to say, we're in an offense-driven league. We're in a quarterback-driven league right now. None of the last 5 Super Bowl winners have had a top 5 defense. No, not even the Rams. They had, I think they were ranked 15th total statistically that season. They won the Super Bowl. The Lions defense was a huge thorn, but it wasn't by the end of the season. They finished 28th in total points per game. They gave up 25. In the final, once they started 1-6, the defense started clicking. All right. 9 points against Green Bay, 10 points against Chicago, 18 points against the Giants, 14 to Jacksonville, 23 to Minnie, 17 to the Jets, 10 to Chicago, 16 to Green Bay. That defense was a complete night and day difference second half of the season. Complete change. And they bring in new faces on the secondary. We have, first off, rookie who had a phenomenal Aaron Rodgers nemesis, Kirby Joseph, enters year 2. But they bring in Cameron Sutton. They bring in Brian Branch, the safety out of Alabama. They bring in C.J. Gardner-Johnson, the ball hawk, who is the perfect culture fit for the Detroit Lions. Words cannot even express it. I remember when they signed him being like, how on earth did the Detroit Lions just get away with C.J. Gardner-Johnson? They picked up Emmanuel Mosley from the San Francisco 49ers. There's depth and talent in that Lions secondary. It's going to help out your defensive line incredibly. Aiden Hutchinson, incredibly underrated rookie season, even though he was selected at pick number 2. Just Detroit doesn't get too much media coverage. Aiden Hutchinson had a phenomenal rookie season. You've got Aleem McNeil, enters year 3, big year for him. Very excited about him. I love the Lions linebacker unit. Jack Campbell, the rookie, comes on over from Iowa. You've got your OG Alex Anzalone. You've still got Derek Barnes. You've got Malcolm Rodriguez and James Houston coming off impressive rookie seasons. There's talent and, more importantly, depth at all 3 positions for this Lions defense. Even if they hover middle of the pack, but offensively they do what they did last season, even if they don't improve, statistically, the 27 points per game is a lot. If the Lions have a top 10 offense and a top 15 defense this upcoming season, watch the F out. Seriously, watch out. But we know this. We've been covering Detroit all summer. We know this. So give me a confidence rating down below. Lions fan, NFL fan, whatever it is. 10 being extremely confident, 1 being, uh-oh. I'm personally as close to 10 as you could possibly get. The hype is high, and it's for a good reason. The culture, it switched last season, and you're going to see it this upcoming year. That's it for me. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Appreciate you guys so much. Give me that comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.